with. I think it's called
A little
Unitarian.
clearly in the mic.
Is this better?
Yes, what is it?
I was conversing with a person who says they're Unitarian.
Okay.
So I brought up the verse Hebrew in Hebrews 1, the chapter, and they said that when the Father's speaking about the Son being God, it's like the same word that was used to describe men in the Old Testament. I believe in Greek or Hebrew, Elohim, I think it was. I'm like, is that true?
1 second. What has that got to do with the Son being God in an absolute sense?
That's
So,
what yeah.
what did he say to you?
That I said it specifies though, because it says the Son is God forever, right? And
It
the
says
men
your
who,
throne, O God, is forever and ever. So, what does
yeah,
that have to do with the fact that in other instances the word Elohim and Theos will be used for creatures, when in
yeah,
this particular context it's referring to Christ being the God who reigns forever? So,
yeah,
just because creatures are called God, so when the Father is called God, that
yeah,
somehow means it's not relevant or important because
yeah,
others are called
yeah,
God?
yeah, because the Father is called the same. But I'm like, should I learn the Greek more? Like, or is it not
Well,
even really
yes,
necessary?
it will help. It will help learning Greek and Hebrew,
Yeah,
but it's no solution. It's
okay,
no solution because at the time of the apostles, they spoke Greek to people who could speak Greek, and
yeah.
that did not guarantee orthodox doctrine and prevent divisions,
So
right?
yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So Hebrews 1 is still viable for this argument, then.
Yeah, but you stopped Hebrews 1:8. Why did you
Yeah.
stop Hebrews 1:8? Why don't you read all the way to
No,
12?
yeah, all the way to 12. And I read before too how the angels worship him. They said
Yes, why
some
didn't you read all the way to 12?
you want me to read now?
No, why didn't you
Oh.
read it to him?
Oh, I did. I read to him before. I
So
can,
when you showed him that
yeah,
the same Jesus is called God who reigns forever, and he
yeah.
is the Lord who at the beginning created the heavens and the earth and sustains them and changes them, and he remains the same.
They just said some
You saw what?
they just tried to play with words and say the Greek, and they just try to be really confusing. That's all.
So you showed him Hebrews 1:10 to 12 that Jesus is
Yeah,
identified as the unchangeable creator and sustainer of all creation.
yeah. And
And then
I also gave him how the angels worship him, but he said something like worshiping is just a type of respect being shown. It was just I don't really want to waste time on this point, but yeah, that's really what it
yeah, I'm
was.
confused.
Can I
What
give
did he
you?
say about Jesus being glorified as the unchangeable creator, sustainer of all things?
Like I said, he was just playing around with words. I don't want to waste your time.
Okay,
Can
so
I
why
just ask
are
you?
you wasting your time with him?
I just had a discussion with him yesterday. I just ran into him.
Are you done with him?
Yeah, I guess so. But
You guess so. You just said that he was playing games, and no matter what you said, he didn't accept.
yeah, you're right. I just had a quick question and then I'll hop off. In Isaiah, I think 43, I think it's 11,
Isaiah
God
43,
says,
11. Yeah, there is no Savior besides him.
yeah, I gave a verse for that, and I also know that in Isaiah it states that God says with his own arm, I think he brought salvation, I think.
Isaiah 63, 5 and Isaiah 59,
That's
16.
referring to Christ, correct?
What's referring to Christ?
When he says he brought salvation with his own arm.
Yeah, because in Isaiah 53, 1 to 2, the servant is identified as the arm of Yahweh.
Yeah. And I know in Isaiah 43, he says there's no savior but me. But then the guy, he brought up that
Yeah,
in the Greek.
I'll bear you with that argument because in Obadiah 21, it says
Yeah,
God raised up saviors.
yeah, yeah. So it might
Yeah,
be a weak point.
that was his point because you haven't
Yeah,
watched enough sessions or read enough articles where your justice. But
yeah,
your problem was that you let him get away with murder. How
yeah.
does God
You're
raising
right.
up saviors? How
Yeah,
does God raising up saviors deal with the fact that when it comes to saving from sin, God alone saves from sin and no creature? So
yeah.
the context of those saviors are not those who save you from sin, but those who God will raise up to save you from calamity. And even in context where
That's
the
true.
apostles go forth to preach salvation, they don't save you. They bring you the message of salvation. And in that message, they tell you the one who actually did the saving is Jesus. How is
Wow.
that equivalent to God being a savior from sin? And yet that is said of Christ when no creature can save anyone from sin.
No, I'm just realizing it right now. You're completely correct. Thank you.
Yeah, you let him get away with murder.
I did. I did. And Sam, I just realized today because I was thinking about what the discussion I had. Also, a good verse to use would it not be? I think Jesus when he says, "Father, restore the glory I had with you before the world was." That would be a good verse too.
No,
No.
because
Oh,
they'll tell you that the glory that the Father, you even misquoted it, John 17:5. This is what you guys do to me when you don't quote it accurately. And now, Father, glorify me together with yourself with the glory I had with you
yeah.
from before the world. You said restore.
Yeah.
What you
17:5.
do?
Yeah. My bad.
No, it's my bad, bro, because I exist. All right, now they'll tell you the glory that the Son had is the predestined glory that God already determined for the Son to have when he is glorified and brought into the presence of the Father.
Okay. Oh.
That's what
Okay.
I can't tell you. So how are you going to respond to that?
Got to study more. I'm not really too familiar with this topic. That's why I came on here.
Yeah, so they're going to tell you when he says, now, Father, glorify me together with yourself with the glory I had with you before the world was. They'll say he's not talking about glory that he possessed personally before the world, but the glory that was already destined for him from before the world was. So I had with you, meaning
Wow.
this is the glory you had in plan for me.
Wow.
And who are they going to quote if they're smart and sharp to prove that interpretation?
Was this I don't think it was Psalms. The guy didn't bring it up to
Who
me,
are they
so I
going to
don't know.
quote?
I have no clue.
Augustine, Saint Augustine.
Saint
That's how you
Augustine.
keep
Okay.
it, John
But
17:5.
is Saint Augustine? Is he? I'm not too sharp on the church fathers.
Saint Augustine is one of the greatest
Trini-
theologians and saints of the church.
is he a Trinitarian?
If he's like one of the greatest theologians and saints of the
So
church,
so
he
they're
better
relying on
be
a
there, bro.
Trinitarian's answer for something they don't.
What is it?
Uh, so they're relying on a guy whose own belief they don't even believe.
Yeah, but they'll say
That's crazy.
we're only quoting him to show you that our interpretation is not heretical. Because if he's a Trinitarian and he agrees this is what it means, then you can't say that our interpretation is not plausible.
Okay. Oh. There's a lot of confusion, I guess.
No, it's not confusing. You just got to know.
No, like I'm saying, their answers are like just complete.
Yes, you got to know what their argument is and anticipate it. So you got to be like a master chess player. You got to think 4 or 5 moves ahead of your opponent.
Yeah.
This is why, in front of your eyes, what do I have? An article that I wrote over 10 years ago addressing this very argument that they'll use. God raised up
Wait,
saviors.
is the website you put in the chat, is that your personal website?
These are my articles on a website that Jochen Katz started.
Okay.
But my own website is the blog. But
Okay.
a lot of my articles are on this website. Now, this is an article I wrote. So there's a section where my articles are found, but I don't own that website.
Okay. That's
Yep,
the
same
answering.
as the blog.
You don't own the Answering Islam one, right?
No, that's which one? There's 2 Answering Islam. The one I just sent you, I just said I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Right?
I didn't know there was 2, yeah, but yeah.
And there's the blog, answeringislamblog.wordpress.com.
Oh, okay. That's yours.
Yeah, that's mine. But this website, there are pages that belong to individual authors, meaning their articles are there. So this is one of my articles, but you keep focusing on what's my site when I'm telling you, here's the response to your question. This was answered over 10 years ago. Just because Jesus is called Savior doesn't mean he's God, because others are called Saviors.
Yeah, but he saves from sin, you told me. And no one else
Yes,
does that but God. You're correct.
exactly.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
the difference.
See, if I had you last night, Sam, we would have
Well,
destroyed
you
him.
should have told them to come live with me and try to refute me.
It was at like 3 a.m. I don't think you were live, man.
I believe I was up at that time. I don't know.
That's why I needed like an AI Sam that just with me answering all the questions.
Well, you'll have an AI Sam by going to the
Yeah.
website. They're all here.
True,
For
true,
example,
true.
you go
That's
right
true.
here, Mr. Decarissima. You love yourself a lot. Love me more. Anyway, you go here. Here it is. If Jesus is God, how can God die? If Jesus is God, was he praying to himself? Since Jesus has a God, how can he be God himself? Is Jesus God because he did mighty miracles? I mean, I can go on and on. That's been there.
I'm gonna start using that website from now. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, all those there, and go to YouTube and type in, let's say a name, Jesus the Savior, and go watch. It's been done, brother. It's this old stuff.
So Sam, I'm pretty new to your channel, and do you like go live like usually every day? So can we come on and like
Because
ask
I'm in
questions?
full-time ministry, I try to do it live at least once, if not twice. But if something happens, sometimes I'm gone for a couple of days. But
Yeah.
in the YouTube
Yeah.
page.
Yeah, you have a bunch of I watched a lot of them, the videos on
Bunch
certain
of what?
topics.
Bunch of what?
Videos on like certain topics.
Yes, not only that. What I was trying to show you, if you go to the post, I will
Yeah.
upload articles or videos on a variety of topics.
Yeah.
So you go to my channel, then you're going to go to posts right here, and boom. And you're going to see
Okay.
boom, 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 boom. And I'm posting articles or videos
Uh,
for myself and others. So go on, you're going to get all your answers there.
I appreciate it, Sam. And I just wanted to clarify one thing. Like when they quote church fathers, they have no basis for it, correct? Because they don't even believe
Church
what
fathers are Trinitarians,
they
brother.
believe. Pardon?
The church fathers are Trinitarians.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when these people who aren't Trinitarians quote them, it kind of has no basis.
Well, it depends on what they're quoting them for. If they're quoting the fathers to say, here, they interpret this verse this way, why can't they
What I'm
quote it?
trying to, I was just trying to say, like, it's just like a pick and choose, right?
Yeah, but why is that invalid if you're going to do the same thing? Like I pick and choose from the Quran to make my point to refute a Muslim.
Yeah, it goes both ways. That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not invalid for them to say, even a Trinitarian who disagrees with me agrees that this passage can be interpreted this way. Why would that be invalid?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Because
Sam.
everyone does
Yeah.
that. We all do that, don't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah, in some way we do. Yeah.
No, everyone does that. When you
Yeah.
quote the Quran
Yeah.
or you quote, let's say, the Talmud, when you're quoting these sources, it's to bring evidence to convince the people that believe in those sources that your position is valid.
That's true.
Paul did that too. He
That's
quoted Greek pagans, Greek poets, saying, look, they even agree with me because they said something that's true.
it's kind of like knowledge and like everything, kind of.
Here's the article where St. Augustine interpreted John 17:5 to mean the
Yeah.
predestined glory that Jesus was given, but a glory that was already predestined for him from before creation. So here it is, guys. Here's the article.
I'm gonna
This
save
is
that
the plot.
website.
And I just sent you the link to the article in the private chat. So
All
here
right.
him explaining verse 5 to mean this is referring to the glory that God predestined for him before
Yeah.
creation, a glory that became his in actuality after he rose from the dead and went to heaven. So he's actually interpreting it the way some Unitarians do.
Okay. All right, Sam. I'm gonna save that website. I appreciate it, man.
Keep reading and studying and grow.
I appreciate it, Sam.
All right, brother. God bless you.